It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's the Glute Guys.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Glute Guys Network. Today, we have a special guest. But he's not a special guest because we're watching this video. Heria.
Chris Heria. Great workouts, good videos on YouTube about workouts. So if you need a quick 10-minute workout at home, the one thing that Chris does deliver often, and most of his videos, is a calisthenic type workout. So you need a good workout. We can definitely watch Chris to get one. Now he wants to correct posture, and I'm curious just exactly what he's going to pick to help with that.
Yeah, so he specifically does calisthenics, so all body weight stuff. He's very good at calisthenics. I think from the things I've seen in the past, he might not be the best with like weight training, and I guess he's trying to dabble in some physical therapy with this posture video. So
yeah, I always like when the gym guys, and no hate, all love from the gym guys, but when they try to talk about correcting certain things like posture, that's in our realm a little bit more. Exactly what they do, and it's not always.
So what we see a lot too, sorry to cut you off, but I gotta get on a soapbox for a minute here, is some people will pick one thing that's supposed to, heal shoulder pain. Like, for example, if I improve my scapular mobility and stability, my shoulder pain is going to be gone. And it doesn't have anything to do with the rotator cuff or the biceps. Like, it's all just your scapula. And sometimes it is just the scapula. But sometimes you have to strengthen your rotator cuff. You have to work on different parts of your arm, maybe your chest, your pecs. It's not always just the scapula.
Yeah, no, it's there's a lot of pieces that go into good posture, and a lot of things that get addressed commonly are what Dr. Aaron just said, and then there's a lot of things that kind of are also equally as important that go under the radar. So let's we can see what Chris decides is most important for us here.
Yeah, in short, what I just said is there's a lot of factors. It's not always just one thing. And let's get into Chris's video. Here we go.
Let's dive in.
Tired of bad posture? You can do something about it. Bad posture not only looks bad, but can actually cause pain and sometimes even lead to injury. But luckily, I've got the solution for you, and one that may even increase your height. The cause for bad posture can come from many different things. For example, muscle imbalances, imbalances in your workout programming, like having more pull days than push days, to even just sitting improperly.
Okay. 3 things. What do we think, sir?
So first, when he said the other 2 things, it can cause pain and lead to injury, he's not wrong. Right off the bat, he's right. If you have bad posture, think about it. You're sitting rolled forward, slumped, head up all day, computer job, looking down, poor body mechanics. It's going to weigh. Everybody feels it. After you sit poorly for a long time, my back starts to kill me. And I know better. I'm prescribed good posture all day, and I don't take my own medicine. Probably something I should do.
One of the things that we learned in physical therapy school is if you're in a bad posture for a long period of time, and then another factor is like vibration, like maybe driving a car or, sitting on a dryer or something like that, you're more likely to have injuries. Or
if your work makes you sit on a dryer all day, we should rethink what we're doing.
Oh, I thought that was from your job. My bad.
But for these 3 things that Chris is talking about, muscle imbalances, yes, definitely. That's a big one that physical therapy is correcting all the time. If you have certain muscles that are stronger than others, it's going to pull you in different directions. It's going to counter your posture. You can definitely have some issues with that. Imbalances in your workout program, he's not ultimately wrong with it. In my opinion, you'd have to be significantly ignoring a certain muscle group, just like how Dr. Aaron ignores leg day pretty often, to have some problems with posture, and even while you're up and walking.
It is funny.
Sitting properly is what me and Aaron just talked about.
It is funny how my legs are still bigger than Dr. Tom's, and I never do legs.
Some of us have to work harder than others to gain the results that we want.
But yeah,
and some of us can skip the day.
Like we said before, sitting improperly definitely can lead to some like bad posture. I think some things that he doesn't include are like certain injuries, like you have a stroke. That's going to make your posture pretty poor a lot of the time. You could break a bone or something like that affects your back. Like we see a lot of times with like old ladies and old guys that are like this. And it's literally their spine has little fractures, so they can't do anything about that no matter how hard they try. We've all heard of
Yeah.
scoliosis and things like that.
Dr. Aaron is giving some big important ones, and age-related factors is also what you just said too.
That's why
The other thing that for the imbalances in the workout program, he said more push days versus pull days. So it's like, okay, yes, training certain muscle groups, but also it can be, wow, brain farted. That one that slipped right out of my head. I had a good one lined up too. It'll come back to me eventually, but that's gone. It's straight up gone.
I guess that means we go on to the next thing.
Really for long periods of time. And of course, because this is a calisthenics channel, today's routine will consist of calisthenics exercises that are not only going to correct your posture, but build your calisthenics skills at the same time. So download my Heria Pro app in the App Store or Google now upper traps and surrounding stabilizer muscles to pull the shoulders back to a more natural alignment and counter the forward head posture. It also reduces tension in the neck and upper back and
go back. Oops, sorry, Chris.
Strengthens the upper.
So
scapular shrugs.
When I do shrugs, and I'm sitting here, notice how a lot of times my head comes forward when I do it without even thinking about it. I over exaggerated once or twice, but it's very easy for your head to come forward. A lot of times the shrug actually can make like posture a little bit worse because these are the muscles that actually get super tight with bad posture. So I actually don't like this exercise too much for posture.
Very easy exercise to perform, but often performed inappropriately. When it comes to posture, just like Dr. Aaron said, it's not a primary stabilizer. The upper traps they're important, but they're not like a primary stabilizer for good posture. Just like he said, when the shoulders come up, even my head is starting to already come forward, and I'm tilting my chin up trying to counter it. So I have to keep it back. There's better choices in exercises. Honestly, a scapular retraction would be better, which would just be, if we spin off to the side, it would be the pulling back of the blades would be more important. Not forcing the head forward, but pulling back of the blades would be better than shrugs. Upper traps are typically a muscle that are usually overly strong and overly tight. One that honestly you should stretch more.
Let's see what Chris says next.
Upper traps and surrounding stabilizer muscles to pull the shoulders back to a more natural alignment and counter the forward head posture. It also reduces tension in the neck.
There's actually a lot of evidence that shrugs actually increase forward head posture. Isn't that true, Tom? Dr. Tom?
That is, and he's saying it relieves tension in the neck. It's actually going to increase it. The shape of that muscle going up when you're shrugging it up, it's actually, like Dr. Aaron said, it's going to force the head forward and down. So it's actually going to increase a lot of tension. And like we just described before, the upper trap muscles are always tight and too strong. There's actually two other trap muscles that you should be strengthening more. It's the middle and the lower trap muscles in order to help kind of counter the upper trap and pull you up nice and tall. In my opinion, for it. It's going to help set your shoulders a little bit more even. The upper trap muscles it's a show muscle. It's like, props to Chris. He's got some pretty well developed upper trap muscles. They look great, but their purpose for posture isn't all as important as we're kind of making it to be.
Let's move on.
Neck and upper back and strengthens weak or inactive scapular muscles. So grab your dumbbells or something heavy you can lift around the house.
I think we're going to skip this. Reps. We talked about it a lot. We don't have to see him do it.
Right back. Stretch. Hold. Wide pike push-ups. This exercise strengthens the shoulders, traps, and scapular stabilizers.
Go 1 second back. Okay, come on. Let me see him.
While you're adjusting it, I actually just remembered the imbalances in the workout routine. A lot of people over-focus on strengthening, which reminded me with the upper trap. We focus so much on strengthening, we also aren't focusing on mobility and stretching as well. These muscles, we work them out so this way they can hold us in certain positions, but a muscle just like the upper trap that is way too strong and too tight in most cases also needs to be mobilized more so. That was my other good idea. Everyone focus thinks imbalances in your workout routine means we need to fix up the strengthening side of it. We got to move more too.
Yeah, like we have our mobility, we have our strength, we have to put them together.
I had a little power outage in the brain section for a second, but
we all do it.
Came back and the lights are on.
We all do at this hour, sir.
But all right, so Chris has got the wide pike push-up. Overall,
Yes.
great exercise. I'm not going to say it's a bad exercise. Calisthenic exercise, it's great. It's getting different portions, just like he's highlighting there. Different portions of the trap, awesome. Different portions of the delt. You'll get some rotator cuff activation in there too for stability. Important for posture, though, Aaron. What do you think?
Well, first of all, maybe this is just me, but I like to work on posture while you have good posture. And just look at his back. His back is super rounded. It might help with some of the scapular stabilizers using this exercise. But it's just such a wonky position and it's so advanced that I don't think this would be a good one for a lot of people.
Yeah, if we have bad posture already and we're looking for exercises to correct posture that is bad, why would we put ourselves in a bad postural position? It's a good exercise if you are stable and have good posture. But if I'm if I'm very rounded in my back and I try to get into this position right now too, there's more of a chance of injury in me doing this exercise wrong.
Mm-hmm.
To me, when it comes to correcting posture, and especially in majority of the physical therapy world, when we're working with people who are, just your everyday average people and not your athletes and fitness influencers like Chris here, it's bring it back to basics. We have bad posture because we ignored the basics.
Mm-hmm.
This is far from basic.
Yeah, let's keep going. We'll skip Chris exercising, even though he looks fantastic while doing it. Shout out to Chris.
I think he just nailed his head on the ground there, but
I think he's doing that on purpose, sir.
Oh, okay. I got nervous.
The reverse plank. Very interesting.
Let's see. I want to see how he does.
Okay.
Let it roll.
This exercise strengthens your posterior chain, including your lower back, glutes, and shoulders. Correct the effects of slouching and forward head posture. It also opens the chest and engages.
So, sir, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to go try this later.
I might try this one too. He's giving some advanced exercises.
Yeah, so I would not
correcting
recommend this
posture.
for a person who has not exercised before because it's going to probably feel terrible for your shoulders.
And also not a person when you're trying to correct their posture. Like it's a good exercise. I'm not hating on it, the fact that it's a good exercise. It's a poor exercise for correcting posture.
And again, look at his posture in this position. He doesn't have good posture. Yeah,
Correcting posture.
either up top, bad, or down bottom when he's supposed to be doing it with good form. Like his neck is in such a bad position. What makes you think that it's going to make your posture better if you're already in a bad position? That being said, being devil's advocate, he is going to work like scapular retractor muscles, which are ones that sometimes can help with posture. But he's also going to probably use a little bit too much of all the other stuff that's going to make the posture worse. As far as upper neck, upper back, shoulders, that area.
Yeah, it's a good exercise overall, and it's an advanced exercise for postural correction. Like so far, not to knock any of the exercises that Chris is delivering, but I think he needs to just kind of rename the video. Like if we're initially trying to correct posture, these aren't the ones that you start with. These are the ones that you move to once you are getting stronger, and the original basic exercises are getting easier.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's keep on going here. Look at Chris. What a guy.
You guys are in for a treat this weekend.
Oh, God.
Chris.
My brother.
Chris, we got ads.
Let's get back to us for a second. Sorry, guys. We don't get ads. We're just going to wait for that to get finished. Okay. It's over. Skip. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Back to the video. Oh, sorry, Chris. Let me put your sound back on.
There, 10 more. Move on. Lower back and shoulders to help maintain proper.
Planks. Okay.
Regular planks. I'm a fan of a regular plank. It's a difficult exercise to perform correctly, but it is also a very basic exercise. I think you just need to watch your posture positioning on this. If you have access to like a full length mirror, if you're doing this at home, just so you can see exactly what your back is doing. I am curious to see what Chris's form looks like for this one too.
I definitely think you can use this for some of the scapular stabilizers that you want to. I would probably do this with very protracted shoulders, trying to work on those muscles a lot. I probably wouldn't let myself sink down too much. You do want to try to keep yourself pretty straight when you do it too, and you want to have your hips actually in a good position as well, which is something a lot of people don't think about. Like if you're posterior pelvic tilt or maybe even anterior pelvic tilt, you're not going to really get the muscle activation that you want, but definitely can be a good exercise. I would say this for like middle-aged, younger people is probably a good exercise for posture, but not for like our older population or someone with a more severe issue going on.
Of course.
All right, Chris, let's see what you have to say.
Strengthening the necessary muscles to prevent slouching when standing and making it easier to maintain good posture all day long. So let's get right down to the ground. For a push-up position, we'll lower our body, core tight, shoulders, lower back, squeeze for 30 seconds. We're gonna hold this.
Nice.
Or arm. All right. Exercise focuses on strengthening the glutes, lower
Okay. All right, well, let's finish what he has to say.
back and core to help support the spine and prevent excessive anterior pelvic tilt caused by weak glute muscle.
All right, thoughts, sir?
Yeah. So again, he's picking great exercises. It's advanced again. Regular bridges would also be able to, allow you to engage your core and your glutes to allow you for that appropriate pelvic positioning, so you're not going to have too much of an anterior tilt, too much of a posterior tilt. Also for this exercise, I'm not a fan of him having his head so far off of the ground because he's pulling with all of these muscles in the front of his neck. That's going to promote bad posture right there.
Yeah, just look at this curve that he's making in his back. His just whole body is just curved. Yeah.
Now, is it going to do anything initially to Chris? No, not in one set of doing it, not in 2 sets, not in 10 sets, not in 100 sets. But if we do this over and over and over and over again over time, he's going to really start to strengthen up the SCM muscles in the front. It's really going to start to yank his head forward. And that can also cause other detrimental things. I mean, we're talking bad neck posture. With that coming forward, it's going to also put some pressure on the jaw. You can lead to some TMJ issues in the future too. So just an injury off the bat that now we have to watch out for. Again, not initially, but it adds up.
Let's continue.
Support the spine and prevent excessive anterior pelvic tilt caused by weak glute muscles. So let's get down onto the ground. We're gonna bring our body all the way
to show
up
the anterior pelvic tilt.
all the way back down. If this is too easy, you can always do it with one leg. We'll go for 10 first.
His mic
All right,
fell
so
out.
he did say he showed a progression, which is okay. But
All right, we got the idea.
Sit. Next up, we have body.
What did you want to say something, sir?
no, I mean, he showed a progression. I'm happy that he at least was thinking that okay, we got to show the basic exercise board and then a way that you can progress it if that one is too easy for you. So I did like that. That was the first time that I saw him do that.
This is one of the first exercises, the body rows, that he hasn't talked about yet, that I think is a very good one for posture. Again, I wouldn't say this is super high level, but if I think of like a normal PT clinic where some non-athletes come in, some people who don't do a lot, this could be tough for them to do. So you might want to do like more of an incline one. So you have the bar actually a little bit higher so you don't have as big of a force. I would do this though. I mean, you can do it with cables, you can do it with bands. So a lot of people might be able to do it this way too.
Yeah, for like a calisthenic based exercise, if you don't have access to like equipment like bands and whatnot, like this is definitely a good one. And the way you can kind of adjust the resistance with it is maybe not be doing it as far from the ground. You do it on a raised surface, so you don't have to pull as far either. Make it a little bit easier that way. Or like Dr. Aaron just said, put yourself on an angle too. So this is a good one. Rows in general are good for posture. Like it was the exercise I showed before. It's the progression to the retraction. We're trying to just get the shoulder blades back without forcing the head forward. So overall, good exercise.
Yeah, I think that's what Dr. Tom was saying was what I was trying to say, but I think he said it better. Yeah, you might want to be elevated or lowered to make it easier or harder. All right, let's see what he has to say.
Body rows. Body rows strengthen the upper back, rhomboids, and rear delts, which help to pull the body rows. Body rows.
Look at Chris's posture right now. He's doing this video with what?
He's upside down in the bottom corner of the video, but
his posture looks bad. He looks rounded.
Well,
Hey, guys.
Back. I think he's doing the lean back, so you can also do the laundry on the abs after this. But no, hey, Chris, I wish I had abs like that.
He's rounded.
But yeah,
Strengthen the up.
he's not showing the best posture with this.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry. Let's keep going.
Upper back, rhomboids, and rear delts, which help to pull the shoulders back and improve scapular retraction and core stability. A must for anyone looking to improve their posture. So you're gonna grab a low bar. You can pick one up from Calisthenics.com. I'll give this position so you can see. We're gonna go for 12 reps. Down, back flat and straight. Engage the shoulders. Engage that back. Pull straight up, down.
So he actually did something that made it easier too. He put his feet flat on the floor. That's something Dr. Tom and I both didn't say. You can definitely make it harder by bringing your feet out and being on your heels, which we'll see. He might do that too.
He did something I necessarily didn't like.
What's that?
He started to kind of like set his shoulders back already before going through the workout motion, so his blade's already back. I don't mind a little protraction with it. I wouldn't want the shoulders to start retracted because the point of the exercise is for retraction. So if you start retracted, now this just became an arm exercise rather than the back exercise. You know what I mean? Like he's just holding the retraction there. So now it's just the arms are going through the motion. I want the muscle to do the motion.
The only reason I could think of that I might disagree is if you're doing like an isometric in the retracted position, like posture is just a long isometric.
True. At the same time, I want the muscles to be able to move and have some mobility rather than some rigidity with it. But I feel like you can make a case for either one with it.
Yeah, I think both will probably strengthen, but you probably will, in Dr. Tom's defense, get more bang for your buck if you go through the full range of motion. Because you have a whole muscle. It's not just one range of motion. It has a lot it has to do.
It's training in one position, in my opinion. That's why I'm not necessarily the biggest fan. He's doing a row still, but it's more of an isolated arm type of row versus letting the shoulders retract and protract.
Good.
The whole point is the shoulders are rounded forward right now, so you want to be able to also kind of teach the muscle that they have to move back instead of shoving them back, fatiguing out those muscles, and now we're stuck in this position.
Posture. Engage. All right, we're almost there. Putting the chest and shoulders.
I don't even know if I have to hear him talk about this one. Do you know this exercise, Dr. Tom? Have you done these?
You're going side to side essentially. I don't have the camera room to show this one. And you know what, Aaron, you take the lead on this one. Go ahead.
I mean, we've said it a bunch of times already in this entire video. Like, this is just not a low level thing to work on your posture for 95% of people. Like, it is a little bit more advanced. Like, you're going to be working some of the muscles that you want to work, but it's just, we're doing crazy things when like Dr. Tom said before, it doesn't have to be crazy. It can be easy or simple, I should say, maybe not easy. We're making mountains out of molehills, I think.
It's not a posture exercise. This isn't a posture exercise.
Yeah, it's just a good exercise.
We want to correct the posture, but this isn't a posture exercise. The other ones, at least when we were saying they were advanced exercises for posture, they were. This isn't a posture exercise, in my opinion. This is a strengthening exercise for certain muscle groups. You have to maintain a plank position for it. Okay, I guess we can argue that's the posture for it. I used to argue a lot of things in grad school during practical exams in order to try to make my point across the pass. That's kind of what he's doing here. But at the same time, to me, it's just not enough of a posture exercise to be warranted to be in this video.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's just I just don't see the.
Yeah,
it's great for shoulder stability. Like if we have a shoulder injury, this is an advanced shoulder-based stability exercise. But
honestly, this would be a very good advanced shoulder workout.
Yeah, 100%.
I just think it's just not properly named, honestly.
No, I think that if we rename it something different, he'd be doing better with this.
Mm-hmm. Let's continue. I think we're at our last exercise.
Sorry
wait,
about
wait,
that.
there's beginner.
And another
Oh, no.
advertisement.
Oh, no.
So we can mute this.
Oh, geez. Let me put it back to us. Oh, gosh.
Aaron, we need to come up with our own advertisement. So when this is going on, Deadpool doesn't have to be shown for whatever they're showing on Disney Plus right now. Shout out Disney. This is a free advertisement. But if you want to send me a check
Actually,
in the mail,
I have a
I'll
nice
leave
little
you my
ad for
address.
us. I have a nice little ad. So all of our watchers that have made it this far, we have a nice, exciting guest next week. Rich Getting Fit. He's a very popular Instagrammer, and we're going to talk about some fun stuff. You got to pop on, see what we got going on. You won't regret it.
Yeah, Rich is a cool guy. We had a good phone call with him last night. We're going to talk about some sides of fitness that most don't, and we'll leave it there.
All right, back to the video. The ad is over. Here we go, Chris.
6. Try to keep that opposing arm
Oh, sorry,
as
we
straight as
missed the
possible.
beginner
If it's too difficult to do
version.
the surface, which will alleviate some weight and allow you to do a lot more reps. So we're gonna go on one side for 6.
Again, a good regression to make it a little easier, but just not the best for the posture, honestly.
No. Good workout. It's a good workout, but it's not a posture one. We got 2 more.
Holy heart failure. I think this is our last exercise because he completed 7.
Oh, he's completed 7. Okay, this is our last one. Chris, I can't count. I'm sorry. But all right. Reverse leg raises.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
By strengthening the lower back, glutes, and spinal erectors, you can easier support a proper upright posture and reduce slouching and reinforce your core stability. So let's go for 12.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Dr. Pound. Thoughts?
This one just purely is not a posture exercise. It is a glute strengthening exercise. It is a lower back strengthening exercise. It's even a hamstring strengthening exercise too, because the hamstrings help extend the hips. But it is not a postural exercise. The one thing, we got through 8 exercises for Chris. And Chris, I mean, overall, great workout. You can definitely get a sweat going on with this. It's definitely going to help with some strengthening, but we just ignored some pretty key muscles to help correct posture. And there's a lot of other calisthenic-based exercises that I would pick. For instance, I feel like we really ignored core-based exercises. So he had one core-based one, which is the glute bridges, maintaining that as we're going, and then everything else. I mean, he had the plank too. Excuse me, I'm sorry, he had a plank. So I didn't mind those ones. Those are probably my 2 favorite exercises in this video. But all the other ones are so far advanced.
So one concept that we learned in PT school is the difference between a show muscle and a go muscle. So a go muscle is like the big ones that make you move fast, do dynamic things, and a show muscle, or what did I just say? A go muscle is?
Yeah, you meant that's a show muscle. It's the.
My bad. I got to mix it up. A show muscle is one that makes you move fast. It's what bodybuilders have that makes them look good. A go muscle is ones that get you around. They make your posture look nice. They get you where you need to go. So it's all of those little muscles that aren't going to look amazing, but are just going to make you more stable in general. So a lot of the exercises that Chris did in this are show muscles. So muscles that look good, but they're probably not going to help fix your posture and fix those little aches and pains that you have.
Yeah, he's helping you develop the show muscles, which are also very important too. Yeah, our professors taught us a lot of funny things in grad school. I remember one was motor morons, and we're all motor morons because we all like to use our show muscles more than we like to use our go muscles. But we need to retrain the go muscles if we want to have good overall posture. These ones, they're going to give you a good workout. They are. But there's maybe 2 exercises that I didn't mind for postural correction based things. Maybe 3. Maybe those rows. All right, I'll throw a third one in there. But we're less than 50%. In my opinion, it's not a good posture based routine. Good overall workout, just not posture enough for me.
I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm not a motor moron. I'm a motor smarty pants. I'm a motor smarty pants.
You might be the biggest motor moron out of all of them.
Yeah, I think that's probably it for this exercise or this workout. I'm just going to skim through real quick. Yeah, I think to wrap it up, I think it's definitely worth it to watch Chris's videos. I think he's very inspirational to people. He does give a lot of good calisthenic exercises, and specifically bar exercises. He's very good at like progressing pull-ups to muscle-ups and things like that. But sometimes I think he hops out of his wheelhouse a little bit. And
Yeah.
a video like this, it sort of shows. Like, he's not really a big posture guy. He's more of a calisthenics guy or more advanced calisthenic guy.
Yeah, overall good workout. Like we were just saying, but this is something where he's trying to do a good deed by creating a workout routine for people who might not have the greatest posture. But overall, when it comes down to it, if you have bad posture, if we're having pain from it, it's best to start with some basic exercises and reach out to some healthcare providers too. Talk to your doctor about going to a physical therapist. If you have direct access in your state, you can look that up. Go see a physical therapist. They'll help you with some more of the basic stuff in the beginning.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. We hope you liked all that stuff we talked about. We will talk to you again soon, and have a nice night.
Tune in next week for Rich.